Ames White joined season 2.
I'm there to decimate the entire, transgenic blight, that is, I mean, literally to wipe them from the face of the earth. The transgenic shows up with Ames White, he's like a red shirt on Star Trek, right? He's a dead man, it's over.
What you began to learn about White as the season went on was that, in fact, he was a much more complicated character, that he had I guess you might call it a religious or spiritual background that made his feelings for the transgenics, his distaste for them, very, very personal.
Martin's great. He's one of those actors who you don't see it coming. All of a sudden the camera gets going and starts rolling and he just switches into this total character. You don't even see it coming.
He's a really serious character. His character in the show is very dark and edgy and brooding, and you finish a take and you go, how is that? Was that okay?
I had a really good time working with Martin. I wish I got to work with him more, but storylines.
He comes prepared, ready to go, and I thought he really brought a lot to the table.
What is it you're meant to be, besides ugly? I'm talking to you.
British Eddie and his gang were known as Steelheads, and he was this kind of like John Lydon, Sex Pistols, snotty punk criminal.
They were like humans that were trying to engineer themselves to be greater than what they were.
We ended up having this incredible comedic rapport, just when we, getting makeup on and joking around, waiting for scenes to happen.
You twits!
Dark Angels was not a comedy. Certainly these episodes were full of comedy whenever we were on screen, so I was really grateful to be a part of that.
Ashley Scott joined season 2 as Asha, who was another freedom fighter. She's there to work hand in hand with Eyes Only.
When I first got on the show, I'm like, oh my gosh, this girl's gonna hate me. And this, new girl that just walks on the show, that is being
Logan, if they touch.
The virus is targeted specifically for Logan's DNA, and I carry the virus. So if we come into any physical contact, he gets this virus and he dies within 24 hours.
The fascinating thing with Dark Angel is because it was in the future of this post-apocalyptic world. When it came to lighting, there were really no rules because we were living in a world where everybody was piecing together whatever they could salvage to make life work for them. It just gave me all kinds of freedom. Season 2 allowed me to get a little darker in that some of the new transgenic characters were very dark. So that allowed me to take it even further into a darkness that you seldom get away with in television.
I sat down with Dave while I was in prep on my first show, and I said, listen, I see what you're doing on this show. I see how you're trying to make it dark and gutsy and moody, and I really like that a lot. And I want to add a couple of things to that. And Dave responded really positively to the things that I wanted to do, and so he and I became fast friends. I mean, over one lunch, we just decided that this, we were going to have fun working together, that we were going to do some great stuff.
With the advent of these more disfigured characters, a lot of our environments were going to have to be more clandestine. To see Joshua on the street would frighten anybody, and it would call attention to this, these creatures walking among us. The city of Vancouver did not really allow us to go into a nice neighborhood and completely trash it. So to remedy that, we decided to go ahead and build our own back lot, the back lot of Terminal City. And that was a huge undertaking, but it proved to be a really worthwhile endeavor because we got to create our own environment, which we had complete control over. We got to have the color, the texture, and the scope that we wanted to.
Terminal City was Jerry Wanick's baby. He did just an amazing job of building this.
It was truly amazing. You really felt like you were in another world.
I never showed up at a Jerry Wanick set and had not enough to shoot. In fact, I showed up at a lot of his sets and went, Jerry, there's too much here. I don't know how I'm going to shoot all this. Thanks, I'll try.
After working for 2 years on a show that's written and produced by James Cameron, it was really exciting to have him finally come up and do an episode.
Background and action.
Throughout the first 2 years, there was all these rumors. Hey, Cameron's coming up and he's going to do one, and finally it happened.
Our director for the season finale fell out, and so we were kind of left with a hole in our directing slot. And I had sort of wanted to find a place to direct an episode somewhere along the way, and that seemed like a natural because you want to go out at the end of the season with a bang. We had a pretty good story planned, and so I said, okay, sign me up. I'll do it. I'll be a good producer, and I'll take care of my show. I'll jump into the breach and take care of business.
That means you can't be locked to him.